Welcome back. I'm still with Reform UK's luminary, Tim Montgomery. Tim, let's talk about Labour, a story that cropped up yesterday, but I'd be interested in your take. The new health minister replacing the odious Andrew Gwynne, whose career is over because of all those WhatsApp messages that he
rightly
posted.
so.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I do think people should be able to have that kind of WhatsApp group if they want, but if you're a politician, be very, very careful about what you commit to print. Yeah. So he is the architect of his own downfall, fully deserves it, and will never be back. And nor will 29-year-old Oliver Ryan, the MP for Burnley, who stupidly got involved as well. So
you sure they'll never be back?
Well, if they are, Labour are madder than I thought, and that's what I want.
Possible.
That's what I want to talk about. So Gwyn gets his marching orders, quite rightly. In comes the Prime Minister's new appointment of Health Minister, very important position, deputy to Wes Streeting. Now, Wes Streeting, you may have noticed in The Sun on Saturday, wrote quite a good piece about the war on NHS wokery. He said it's time to stop this, quote, daft nonsense, and we know what we're talking about.
People like me and you being asked, are we pregnant?
Well, I said yeah. Come on then, Wes. You know, put your money where your mouth is, start the ball rolling, announce that from now on, no man will be asked if they're pregnant at the NHS, as opposed to all men being asked if they're about to have an X-ray. Ridiculous. Start there, but he won't, because it's just words. Now, proving that his war on wokery should be taken with an absolute pinch of salt, the Prime Minister's appointment to replace Andrew Gwynne is Ashley Dalton, a woman who believes that trans women are women. This is not true. This is absolutely not true. And believes that we should... if someone identifies as a llama, they are llamas, and therefore they should be...
I am a llama, by the way, today. I am going to be a llama today.
Exactly.
So I hope you're not going to infringe my llama rights by denying my llama status.
No, those are two things she believes in. What she does... Of course,
it's mad, isn't it?
No, but what she doesn't believe in is gendered lavatories, gendered loos. Now, you know... I said to some colleagues, what on earth is Keir Starmer doing appointing a lunatic like this? And somebody pointed out, it said the entire Labour Party is full of lunatics who believe this claptrap. This is really worrying, isn't it? A woman who believes the lie that trans women are women is now the Deputy Health Minister.
No. Are you really surprised, though? You know, obviously we're disappointed, but are you surprised? You know, Labour make a big deal about diversity. They say, you know, we've got to have organisations that represent the country, but they're only really interested in, you know, a number of women, a number of ethnic minorities, which is not an unimportant thing. But where are the people who run business? Where are the people with common sense? Where are the people who have had to, you know, employ people and make a business succeed? Labour. They all come from the same sort of ideological zone, and they all think the same. And I'm afraid we will see that throughout this period of government. They are from a politically correct, woke tribe that, thankfully, Donald Trump has closed down in America. And the most interesting reaction, I think, is most people in America, 80% even of Democrats, approve of his, for example, you know, saying there's only a man and there's a woman. The extraordinary thing about this whole trans thing is it's actually a belief very few people hold, but they've had enormous power for a long time. And unfortunately, they are still in, the Labour Party is still in their grip.
And this is probably why Lee Anderson left the Labour Party. And here is Lee on the very important issue of people who identify as llamas. Take it away, Lee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Now, the new Health Minister has stated that it's OK for a human being to present as a llama. So what I want to know is, if I have a family member who presents as a llama, suddenly becomes ill in the middle of the night, do they send for a doctor, a vet or a straitjacket?
Mr. Speaker, I can just say to the honourable member that my honourable friend, the Minister for Public Health, believes in treating every human being with the dignity and respect they deserve, even the honourable gentleman.
Oh, what a brilliant cut.
That's a bit mean,
feeble there, Wes.
Lee is very funny, by the way. I've heard him give quite a long speech, and it was full of jokes.
He seems like a reasonable guy, but let me, of a bad bunch. But he will fail as the health secretary. He's already showing signs that he's going to be every bit as disastrous as all of his predecessors. Still talking a good guy. I will fix the broken NHS, mate. You've been there 8 months. You've done the square root of sod all so far.
Well, we know one of the reasons why, don't we? Because in the gossip amongst Labour MPs is he's not really focused on the NHS.
He's focused on taking over.
Taking over from poor old Keir.
Yeah. Well, how long... Starmer must be in some kind of trouble now, isn't he, don't you think?
Well, I think, I'm not that plugged into the Labour Party, but still I'm getting taught from Labour MPs how unhappy they are with him. And when the mood turns, it will turn decisively, because whenever anyone's had personal troubles or, slightly erred, his deselected candidates, you get Diane Abbott off the selection list for over a year, holding her in sort of suspense. He's mean to people. He doesn't give them the benefit of the doubt.
Right?
And Labour people have noticed that. And so, if he is in trouble, and the Labour Party don't generally get rid of leaders in the way the Tory Party gets rid of leaders, it's harder internally. But he will go quickly. There's no love for him in the Labour Party, just as there's no love for him
anywhere. Anywhere. I saw that he was on the front page of, was it the Times yesterday? Yeah, he still plays football. I'll give him that. That's pretty impressive. He's about 63, 64. But
he's
anyway,
very competitive. He loves winning.
Well, so there's a picture of him going like this. What he'd done, he just put a penalty over the bar. But what, of course, he specialises in, and this is why I get the big bucks, folks, he specialises in own goals. And by the way...
very good, Kev, very good.
Not that good, actually, is it? But seriously, Labour's just suspended the WhatsApp group with Andrew Gwynne and Oliver Ryan. They've obviously both got their marching orders, both suspended, kicked out of the party, actually, the parliamentary party. But Labour has now suspended 11 councillors in Greater Manchester who were part of this WhatsApp group. So, again, he's taking an axe to all of these people. I mean, in some ways, I think that didn't behove him that badly. He acted quickly and swiftly and decisively. But it does sort of prove... I thought that the trouble with this, the trouble with this awful WhatsApp group, was with Andrew Gwynne in particular. It revealed a truth that I think exists within so many Labour MPs. They're superior elitists who look down on the working class people who traditionally support them.
It reminded me, of course, Gillian Duffy. Remember, Gordon Brown was overheard talking about that bigoted woman.
Yeah, she wasn't a bigoted woman at all.
Of course she wasn't, but lots of people think that's what politicians think of them.
And who can forget Emily Thornberry taking a picture of those St George's Cross flags in Thanet, the view from Thanet. Those, Emily, are your voters, Don't look down on them. Politicians, eh? Tim, thank you so much for coming in. It's always a pleasure. I'm really
It's
pleased.
lovely to see you.
We'll see you again next Tuesday. See you next Tuesday, as they always say.
Naughty.
Tim Montgomery will be back. Good to talk to him.